Happy Tuesday night, everybody. Here by popular fucking demand, we've got Salamander X out of Atlanta, Georgia. How are all y'all tonight?
Doing great, man.
Can't
Happy
complain, bro.
Fantastic. So, you guys are pretty fucking intense.
We try to be overstimulating.
Your music is unlike anything I've ever heard, which was the first thing that caught my attention when we were introduced to you guys from Joy Thief. You know, Austin was like, hey, this is a band you guys should really check out and get them on the show, and sent me one of your music videos. And I watched them, like, God damn, this shit's badass. Like, this shit is dope as fuck.
Much appreciation.
Definitely appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So then I find out, and I have to ask this question right off the bat because I love to hear the stories on this. You guys played the fucking Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah.
How the fuck was that?
That was awesome, man. That was intense, and we went up early and just went out and were on the grounds the entire time. It was amazing. It was one of a kind experience. You should go.
It was most of our first times there too.
Yeah.
And Stevie, I think.
We got our veteran Stevie, who's been to like 12 gatherings or something like that.
Okay.
This year will be my 10th gathering, so it'll technically be my 10-year anniversary on the 25th anniversary gathering, and I got a bunch of homies playing this year too. So I'm super excited.
Coming up, so it's gonna be intense. It's their 25th anniversary this year.
Yeah, me and Meg down here, we just got to see ICP play Welcome to Rockville.
Yes.
And I'd never seen ICP ever in my fucking life.
Good show.
Seeing that for the first time was pretty intense. And then I took a shot from an entire 2-liter of Faygo to the rib cage, which didn't feel too good. But
sounds about right.
Listeners get so much air. They're masters. They have mastered the art of launching a Faygo bottle. Yeah.
So it's pretty intense. So each one of you, or you as collective, what was the craziest fucking thing that you guys seen while you guys were playing there or at the festival in general?
Stevie?
You tell them about the talent show, Stevie, or
I mean, I'll let y'all tell about it. For me personally, it was watching all of their faces the entire time. Because it's like, it's like taking a bunch of, they're my virgins for the year. It's their first time ever going. So for me, it was like, oh, I cannot wait to just see the expressions on these guys' faces, And the whole time it was either or. It's just in a good way though. I mean, it's one of those events, if you ever get the chance to go. It's a wonderful experience. Everyone there is a lot more welcoming than people would think. It's actually one of the few festivals that I've been to where, the majority of the time you're pretty much welcome anywhere, any camp you step foot on, so it's definitely an experience. Go and try it out for sure. But Nick, if you want to tell them, because you love that story, tell them y'all side of it.
What's this program rated like, right?
Whatever you want to say, it's good to go.
Well, me and my brother Stevie are standing in the middle of this gigantic crowd for the talent show, and I won't go over third and second place, but the winner of the talent show was this lovely juggalette who wanted to show us all her talent, and she got it was a cherry red pop Faygo 2-liter, and she put it up her butt in front of everybody, like,
all right,
just bent over and
we're just getting started.
Just swallowed it up. And I looked at Stevie and I told Stevie, I was like, hey, bro, we should move 20 feet to the right. And he said, why, man? And I said, why? Come on. I was like, the universe is talking to me. So he's like, nah, man, look at all these people. What are the odds? Well, I was the only one who moved 20 feet to the right. And as soon as I turned around, she pulls it out and it's open, and she hits our camera guy square in the chest. That would have hit me in the face, but I moved, and it sprayed the majority of Salamander X with the red cherry pop ass Faygo. It was exhilarating.
I died laughing, of course, regardless. I thought it was hilarious.
It landed exactly
And,
where.
yeah, that's
Like he was like, she's gonna throw it right here, and we were all like, whatever. And he was like, screw you guys, and left. And
I mean, I was all for like the Fago showers. I was just,
yeah.
Booty Fago's a different story though.
I just felt like I should move and be a witness for that one.
That's where you draw the line right there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Wild ones.
I mean, it would have been.
I don't even know if that was the worst thing we saw, but we saw a lot of things we can't unsee. It was
We definitely
intense.
saw a lady shooting Roman candles out of her hoo-ha. That was wild.
Another gentleman stapled his ball sack to a wooden picnic table. That was harsh.
That
was harsh. Yeah.
That's just scratching the surface, guys.
Yeah, Juggalos go all out. It was like the most entertainment I'd ever seen at a festival, like a raw, unfiltered.
Andre was one of the best because he's like, I approve of none of this, but I can't look away.
God damn.
It was awesome, man. It was one of a kind experience being up there. I can't wait to go back.
Oh yeah, definitely go back.
All right, CB, you're up on deck.
All right, so we got your guys' wildest story. What's your guys' worst road trip that you guys have had to deal with right before you get to a show?
They're trying to block it out. They're like, we want.
I don't know. For us,
we haven't had any breakdowns or anything like that yet. Only on stage. Like, we've been doing good. I mean, like before, we were in Salamander, all kinds of breakdowns. But for as far as road trips, we've had pretty clean trips. Two in there.
When you went and got the van and the trailer wasn't properly put on.
Okay, no. There's a story to tell. One time we went to pick up the tour whip, and I go to pick it up, and the trailer, I guess, I didn't know till I got down the way, but I just went and looked at the tires, and they all looked good. So we started heading down the road, and I didn't have a key to this trailer. It was a rental that was like pre-attached, so I didn't have any way to like hitch the trailer or unhitched it. Once I rented it, the trailer's there. Like, I'm not dropping it anywhere. But I go down the road, and the trailer just I noticed it's moving left and right a little bit. Well, a lot of bit. And there's also like, so many sparks and metal flying around that it looks like a plane's crashing into the highway. So that wasn't good. I'd maybe gotten like, a quarter of a mile down the road, and this trailer was like skidding everywhere. It just came the only thing keeping it on was the chains. So luckily I have a Class A CDL. I knew what to do. I just performed a safety stop and didn't slam on my brakes and jackknife or anything, but I coasted it to safety. And then I called the guy, and he came, brought the key, and we got reattached. And luckily there was nothing wrong. It was just really scary and terrible looking, like a fireball. But it was fine. It was just a lip on some asphalt for about 30 seconds. Yeah.
Our message was like, all right, guys, I got the van. And we were like, cool. 5 minutes later, all right, guys, we had an issue.
Stranded on road. Unsure.
Spitting fucking flames and sparks down the highway.
But luckily it was right outside, where we got it. So the rental guy came and fixed us right up. We could have gotten farther down the road, and it may have been a worse situation. So we're thankful it wasn't.
Yeah.
Things could have gotten a lot worse.
Yeah, you lucked out on that one. You definitely lucked out on that one. All right, Meg, you're up.
All right. That seemed like a pretty rowdy at times, fun group of guys. So have y'all ever pranked each other on tour or on stage?
Ever what?
Say again?
Have y'all ever pranked?
Oh yeah.
Do we ever prank each other?
Yeah.
Oh, we would never do that to another bandmate. I don't think we've ever done that.
Most of them are actually not on the road. Like every time we've ever gone to Nick's house, I'll try to find something.
Oh my God. Don't let Jimmy in my house, bro. Like anytime our bassist comes in my house, you can guarantee there's a hidden cup with like forks in it, and it'll freeze overnight with 37 forks in a cup. Like it's the dumbest fucking
or I
thing.
went into his cabinet and I filled every glass up with water to the top, but then it took him like a week to realize, and I was like, "You're not drinking enough water." Like every single cup in his whole pantry filled, just little shit like that.
One time, we showed up to band practice, which is also Stevie's domain, and everybody's just chilling, having quiet time, and I was the last one to band practice, and Stevie looks up at everybody and he's like, Nick's gonna come up here and ruin everyone's serenity. And 2 seconds after he said that, I just busted in the door with confetti poppers and I was like, look at this. Pop, pop, pop. Like it was crazy how he knew. I don't know how. It was the most random thing.
That it's that thing where you've been friends with somebody for so fucking long, you just know. So it's just one of those situations.
It literally was like 30 seconds.
It's been too long since anything's happened, so he's gonna bring fireworks in here.
It's almost that time.
Like a huge mess.
Something chaotic. Something.
Yeah.
Oh, I died laughing.
Fair enough. All right, Daff, you're up.
So, have any of you all had a crazy dive off the stage? And if so, what did y'all do?
I mean, we haven't really got to that point yet with Salamander, just because 9 times out of 10 we have everyone thrashing each other around. But prior to that, I'd probably say for me it was probably opening either for Tech 9 or ICP back in the day at the old Masquerade. But yeah, we definitely used to just jump head first off the Masquerade Heaven stage and hope for the best. So
we're all big dudes, so
well.
Landing is a risk.
I feel like we've been landing on our feet most of this time.
Yeah.
Like we've definitely been. Me and Stevie definitely get on and off of the stage plenty whenever we perform. But so far we haven't took any dives or landed on our heads or anything. I've taken some fists to the back of my head, jumping into the pit, performing. I've caught a few cartwheels to the back of the head and had to keep going like it didn't exist or anything. But yeah, that's part of it.
Fair enough. So each one of you, at what point of your life did you decide that you want to be a musician? Was there a certain band that led you into it, a family member? Like, what was that instance that you were like, this is exactly
right? When I was a baby, I yearned for the mines.
Fair enough.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys.
Shut the fuck up.
So I've been playing music since I was probably about 10. Also, my real name is Jimi Hendrix. So I was just told I had to play music, but I liked it, and so I ended up in production for a long time doing lighting and sound. And after about 10 years of that, I was just like, I want to be on the stage or whatever. So I got with my first band, and I was with them for about 7 years, Artisan, and we released an album. And that's when I was like, this is where I'm trying to be. I don't want to be behind the scenes anymore. And then right after I dropped that album, that band parted ways. And that's when Stevie said he was looking for a bassist, and I was like, I'll fill in a show for you. I'll learn your songs if you want to back up. And then we played one show, and I was like, you're stuck with me, bro. That was way too much fun.
We're a good time. What can we say?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You don't even have a fucking choice anymore.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just like, are you sure? Are you absolutely fucking positive? Like,
we wanted a bro in the band, and Jimmy's like a mega homie. This is his first metal band, and we put a 5-string in his hand, and he's like, there's one more string. And then we went.
Figure it out.
Yeah, all of us come from completely different lanes in music, so this is kind of like a grandmaster project for us, you know. So coming together after years of experience in different avenues and just kind of trying to build something unique, and which, you know, it's kind of hard to do these days, but I think we're managing to push it in the right direction right now. So
it's hard to pioneer something that doesn't already exist, because you can be inspired, you know, your whole life and not come up with anything that just sounds like it hasn't been done before, you know, like. So
for all we know, it probably has. We just haven't heard of them yet.
Yeah,
So,
you know, our base
Wow.
model's a lot, you know, mathematically like a lot of our peers, you know, but yeah, we're just doing different tunes and stuff like that, like everybody else.
I mean, I haven't heard nothing like y'all stuff ever before in my fucking life. So y'all are doing a pretty damn good job of it. Just putting that out there.
Not
definitely
trying to be
appreciate
original, man. Appreciate you. Definitely want to.
I don't play anything that I grew up like. You know, I play in like alt metal band that's like a lot like Spirit Box or something like that. But like I grew up in the 80s. So like my very first band I ever seen that made me want to be a bassist and made me want to play metal was Motorhead. It was the first time I ever seen it. I was an MTV kid, glued to MTV back when MTV was actually MTV. And, you know, Ace of Spades for the first time on Beavis and Butthead. And I was like, holy shit, that's what I want to fucking do. And then, of course, that led into me finding out about Pantera and White Zombie and so many other fucking bands. And I got addicted, and fucking music became my life at that point. And then I was like, I want to do everything. I want to be on the stage. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to do all of it, every bit of it.
Hell yeah.
Me and Stevie were 90s babies. We were definitely metalheads, but at the same time, like we would listen to Eminem and ICP and Tech Nine, you know, and then on the other side of the coin, you got like Limp Bizkit, and Korn, System of a Down, and man, those were the days. There's no cell phones or anything. People were just going out, and it was raw energy.
Yeah, that was the time.
Yeah, the 90s was the best, I think.
If I had a time machine, I wouldn't go bet on horses. I would go to all these shows, man. Like, it was so many shows. Like,
yeah, I remember going back and I remember the very first time I went to Ozfest, and like the I guess it was like the late 90s. I went to Ozfest and got to see a lot of badass bands. Like that was my first time seeing Cold Chamber and getting to see
Cold Chamber is sick.
Yeah,
was that your first concert or like first?
That was my first festival. Like that was my first festival was going to see Ozfest. Cool. And then I think just the wildest concert I ever went to, which was actually my first concert, was Marilyn Manson Antichrist Superstar Tour. And that was in like 96.
Yeah.
That shit was insane and ended up in a riot towards the end. And I got shot in the ass with a fucking riot bullet. And I had fucking 7 stitches in my fucking ass cheek because there was a bunch of Christian churches. It was in Oklahoma City. And there was a bunch of Christian churches that went down there to protest Marilyn Manson playing. Yeah. And they started chucking bottles at the crowds while we were walking out of the concert. And then shit just went fucking ape shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think I was in like I think I was like 12 or 13 years old. And it like just went fucking wild. And I was like, it was like a goddamn war zone. And I was like, fuck this shit.
Sounds like an awesome show.
Yeah, it was great.
How the other guys? How the other guys get into music?
Yeah, Andre, speak up.
Don't be shy.
Dre's a prodigy. He was born with a guitar in his hands, and it was made out of solid gold.
He's like a barred barbarian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he serenades you and then just beats it. Like it don't make no sense.
That's fair enough. All right, CB.
Right. What is
you should see him flatten his third.
It's disgusting.
It's crazy good.
What about you, David?
Drink of choice.
I would say for me, it was like I started like in the punk rock scene, and I was listening to stuff like Rancid and like freaking what was it? The Transplants and stuff like that. Got into that. Then it like was Slipknot and stuff like that as well. And
Stuff like that.
Started in my first punk band when I was like 14. Started touring, and then I got here to Georgia. I was in Florida at the time. Came to Georgia, started another punk band, and then after a few years that died out, and then I met these group of misfits, and here I am
Warren
playing
Fleet
metal,
since.
so.
And he was addicted.
I was, man. As soon as they showed me the first song, I was like, yeah, I'm officially your drummer now, and you can't.
Oh, you should have seen the way we auditioned him, because he came in so like
Fucking
polite. Like
We
he was
dumped
just
him
so
and we
happy
beat
to
him
be
up.
there.
Beat
Yeah,
his
we
ass.
trolled him for sure. Like after his first run through, we were like, all right, he's solid. But we were like, could you try this? Could you try that? Oh, yeah, yes, sir. Absolutely. And
No, the
finally, after like
bullshit
an
part
hour
about
of
it
just
is
kind of
That was my
trolling him.
fault, though. That was my fault because I
We
forgot
beat
that
him
he was
with
coming.
bamboo sticks.
No, the bullshit part about it is whenever you guys asked me to come audition for y'all, and next thing you know, I come to the studio, and all I hear is, "Oh, David's here," and y'all are like, "Who the fuck is David?"
No, that was me because I forgot.
He was occupied.
I forgot all about it. I'm just sitting down there, fucking. I don't even remember what I was doing, but yeah.
I was like, "Damn, y'all really pay attention to me, huh?"
Right.
Who the fuck is David?
The whole
Good
mood
one,
of the
Steve.
evening. He was so nervous. It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, I
Very
was
fun.
when it happened. Yeah, it was
We
great.
gave him a cookie afterwards.
Yeah, and then as soon as we were like, all right, are you down? And he was like, yeah. We were like, cool, we're going to the gathering.
It's a mainstay jack, man. So you got to get it together. He's like,
God
fucking
damn it.
what?
Yeah,
Like,
when they told me that, dude, I like literally shit myself. I was like, being the gathering. They're like,
was the
no,
gathering
it's
your,
just
was that your first show with them?
His second one.
No, we did.
gave
We
him one
scheduled
warm-up.
a show before the gathering so David could practice, and it was sold out at like 200 people.
Same with Andre. They each had one show each to
Yeah,
like, all right, you got it? Cool, we're playing main stage.
let's hope you come ready to go.
Nobody was worried about Andre because he's like, he's got like a degree in music. He's he knows his shit. He's actually like a huge like pillar of SX right now. We wouldn't be the same without him. So.
All right, fair enough.
Awesome.
All right, you up?
All right. So, what's your guys' drink of choice?
It's a drink.
Yes.
Stevie's a sweet tea.
Yeah, do that one.
Well, I mean, unless we're talking liquor, then really we don't really.
Let's
I mean,
go
you
down
know.
to liquor.
Me and Nick are kind of whiskey guys. The other three, we have two in recovery and one that drinks his little seltzers, So like we typically don't drink, too much, but at the same time, we're whiskey guys.
Yeah. I don't drink in general, but like, if this man wants to drink some bourbon with me, I'll compromise. Or
it's really nice bourbon. Otherwise,
I
wouldn't
if
bother.
somebody else wants to do it with me, and that's not like I got shit to do by myself. So it's like,
and I was just better than everybody at it, so I wanted to give the rest of them a shot. So I just quit drinking.
I don't know. I gotta have a time and a reason to drink with you. We're gonna have a conversation.
So if we're talking bourbon, what bourbon? What would you go for? So I'm a big bourbon guy. And I've got my main two that I go with, which is either 1792 or Elijah Craig.
Okay, yeah, Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig would probably be, because like for me personally, I'm straight whiskey, So I mean, but I do love my, I love my Gentleman's, and I like my Jameson as well. So I like my quality Jameson. So
yeah, I like Jameson.
I'm gonna go with Basil Hayden, 12-year aged, man.
Okay.
Man of culture.
Yeah, so not too long ago, I tried that Jameson IPA cask or whatever, and it wasn't too bad. It was all right.
The IPA, yeah, I probably.
Dude.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
He's like, no, fuck that. Fuck
Does
that.
not sound like my cup of tea.
All right, Meg, you're up on deck.
So who's got the weirdest hobby outside of music?
Jimmy, he chases crows.
I do. Well, so, all
He
right.
tries to train wild crows,
He tries to
essentially.
train wild crows. Yeah, he feeds them peanuts.
So there's a reason. So it started, I saw a video online of some dude in like New York or something in like a high-rise apartment, and this crow would fly into his window, and he had a drawer open. The crow would drop a $20 bill in, take a peanut, and fly away. And I was like, I gotta figure that out. And so I did a bunch of research.
I'm just like, really?
Learned a lot about crows that I won't go into. But
he's been sending letters. He's been tying letters to crow legs.
Yeah, well, we've had at our property, we've had the same generational like lineage of crows since like 1979. My grandparents built the house, so like they're there every day anyway. So I left peanuts out, and I started leaving like coins and stuff to try to like let them know like, hey, this is what I like if you want to trade. But basically, after the year I've been doing it, they've taken my food and taken my money, and nothing's really changed. But all I got to me. They've trained me.
Your best shot.
They just yell at him now whenever he goes outside because he hasn't stocked their food for him.
Yeah. They did do one bro move for me though. Is I went on a date with this girl, and she just wanted to like go for a walk across the street, and she had seen like my Instagram videos of me like training the crows, and as we walked, they followed. So it looked like I was way more in charge than I was, but it was a solid move.
All right, fair enough.
Parents is everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I just rolled with it. They knew the assignment.
How about the rest of you?
What's your unexpected hobby? Let's change the question a little bit.
We're pretty sure Dre's an assassin.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out. He claims he's in his 20s, but his Facebook says he's 40. He's got salt and pepper. He'll be in Dubai 1 week. He'll be in Miami the next week. Then 3 weeks later, he'll be in Netherlands. We're just pretty sure that he just kills people.
I can see it. I can see it.
So, like,
we have
there's no other explanation at this point.
He's also a DJ and a very talented one.
Yeah, he's a wedding DJ that'll also he's like the wedding DJ / security. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's got a coat jacket full of throwing knives and ninja stars. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got these 2 dual nightsticks that come out.
Look, don't shake your head if you're not gonna speak. You should speak. You're looking real sinister over there with your pointy goatee and your horns are showing, man.
I just play guitar.
Bro.
His silence is saying everything.
I just play guitar.
Right.
Leave Dre alone.
I just want to play guitar.
Tricks and shit. Yeah. He says we know what we need to know.
Fair enough.
Which just, yeah.
I spent some time in the indie horror film industry for a little bit, and there's this guy that I did a movie with not too long ago that's a good friend of mine now, but he refuses to tell anybody what he does for work at all. But you'll watch him on Facebook, and he's in like other like third world countries and all that shit. So we started making the running joke that he was in the mob because he always dresses like really nice and suits 24/7. I've seen him on like damn yachts in Miami and shit, and I'm like, bro, who'd you go kill today? He's like, shut the fuck up. We none of us know what you do for a living, and you
travel
like, all around the goddamn country 24/7 wearing these suits. Like, you a hitman? So we got this running joke that he's a hitman for the mob.
No, Andre, you try to ask anything about his family, he's just like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're pretty sure his handler's name is Mom. We're figuring that out.
Yeah. We ain't figured out too much yet. He's been with us for a little over a year now, but we're slowly getting there more and more. Day by day, we're gonna figure it out.
We think he's training us slowly.
Fair enough. All right, Daff, you're up on deck.
So what is the one thing, or it could be multiple things, that you have to have before you go on stage?
Well, we found out recently we need cotton swabs. Our ears get clogged up.
You gotta have clothes on before we go on stage. So that's a good one.
That's probably preferred.
Yeah.
I mean,
Honey's good, helps the voice.
Good. Yeah, it'd be weird if we didn't have clothes on. That'd be a weird band.
I
We
don't know.
did dress
Maybe
up as
something about
nuns
that.
one time and then take our clothes off for
Maybe if we
show.
played like in Las Vegas at a special.
You ever been to a Mike Busey show?
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I ever seen the Butcher Babies, they came out in just a thong with like duct tape over their fucking nipples, and that was it.
I did actually consider the thought at the gathering of just
Yeah,
playing
that sounds
naked
like the
because I was
gathering.
like, this is the only shot I would ever get to do this. But then I was like, we wouldn't be able to use any of the footage. But just the opportunity to play in front of thousands of people butt naked, like so few chances. But
Right.
yeah,
I'm sitting here thinking about that. I was
You
like,
go to a football game, bro. It's like
from the media side of it, if we went to the gathering, it doesn't matter how much pictures or how much stuff we did for content, 90% of it or more, we would never be able to post.
exactly. Yeah, that was
Right.
a deal breaker.
That's all.
Right. It's like, well,
We'd have to start a sound injection OnlyFans.
Yeah. The only thing
sign up
you
for the
can do.
Patreon to see the raw and edited side of things.
Yes.
You want to see the Raw Unfiltered Festival? You got to
Right.
Shouldn't say that word raw on this show.
is that like moist or something?
It's a horrible story, and we are not telling the story tonight. We're not going into gas station tonight.
Oh, Lord.
You already said it.
We're talking
We're halfway there.
Oh God!
We're halfway
in a
there.
nutshell. In a nutshell.
There's actually a fucking T-shirt that you can buy based off the story at massivems.com.
Well, now we have to know.
I was playing in a band when I was in my 20s, and we were on a fucking tour, and one of the tires blew out on our fucking trailer. Well, I was the only motherfucker that knew how to change a tire. Nobody else in the band knew how to change a fucking tire.
Oh, hell no.
Well, fucking you guys go get us something to eat. I'll take care of the fucking tire. So they all go. And they're like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't really care. Just fucking give me something. I'm fucking hungry. So they go, well, they bring back sushi. Well, the place we went to, there was a gas station, but there was all kinds of restaurants all fucking around it. And there was a sushi place. So I didn't fucking think nothing of it. So we all eat this fucking sushi. All of us. Well, it's fucking gas station sushi. By the time we got back to the hotel, one person was shitting in the toilet, another one was shitting in the sink, another one was shitting in the shower, and two guys were out on the back shitting in flower pots.
Dude,
Sounds like a good time.
sounds like the gathering.
And then we got on stage, and most of us were okay by this time, except our drummer was in the middle of playing and shit himself while he was fucking playing. And we had to go get a black hefty bag and put it on him and have him waddle off stage. And this black fucking hefty bag, because he had shit all over the fucking place.
That's incredible.
And
Poor guy.
the worst time, the worst show I ever
Regrets.
yeah, it's bad.
Should have just brought a bucket out and played on that and just rolled with it.
It was fucking terrible. Speaking of Joy Thief, there they are in the comments. What's up, y'all?
Yo, what dude?
Gang.
What's up, boys?
What's up, ladies?
All right, so on that,
Yeah.
I hate that story. It brings back memories. So on that, what is your guys's in the entire time that you've ever played? What is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
Oh shit!
Probably that time we did so like we
Terrorfest.
got
Terrorfest.
this song where we do a wall of death, and right when the breakdown hits, we're like, oh, we're screaming, and they're playing guitar, and the drummer's drumming. It's this huge, intense moment, and we played 12 shows, and wall of death, no problem. Everybody was having fun, but we played one show. I won't tell you where it is that we played, but it was a packed house, and the people we played to split the room. We split the room, and then we did the breakdown, and the room was just split, and nobody moved. They're all just staring at us in this big empty split hallway. So we're like, whoa, and we're just doing the breakdown like, these motherfuckers, like,
For me, though, personally, I think it'd have to be we did this event called Terrorfest back in the day, right? And it was like a whole, it was like a costume themed festival.
That shit was
So for
amazing.
our set, we all decided to dress up in nun outfits.
God damn, I forgot about that. Dude.
Right? And you know, it's super funny because we only got about maybe 1-2 songs at most before we were like, okay, this thing's got to fucking come off. It's got to come off now,
So hot.
right? And it was funny as shit. So you're in the moment where, you know, we got click track in our ears, IEMs, the whole 9 yards. So, you know, we got the girl in our ear being like, get ready for the next song, blah, blah, blah. So we're like, fuck, what do we do? So we just rip these things off, completely forget that we're basically half naked under these damn things, you know. But it ended up being like an embarrassing, like, oh fuck, awkward moment to actually being a really good thing. For A, we could breathe, and for, you know, yeah, crowd ended up fucking loving it, thankfully. So, because we were all like, fuck it.
Playing half naked.
There was one
Like
that
wearing shorts.
We're forgetting Culture Shock and the.
Oh fuck!
So we got
Love you, Felix.
Plays a custom guitar made by Felix Martin. Beautiful guitar, 16 strings, handmade. And so he was coming to town and to play a show, and asked Andre if we would open for him, and you know, just like plug his guitar and, you know, be a homie and whatnot. So we were like, sure. We show up, and we didn't fit the bill. You get my drift? Like I mean, he plays like I mean, beautiful music.
What do you mean? We put the bill. We put any bill, bro. What are you talking about?
But, I mean, it was like, we'll just say the crowd was like they didn't serve alcohol, but everybody had brought their own craft beer, and instead of clapping, they snapped. It was that crowd. So we get on, and
they weren't ready for us, is what he's trying to say.
And so, like, after we get on, everyone's just like, and then so we just played harder, and yeah, occasionally you'd look in the crowd and you'd see like one dude like. But, like,
oh man, yeah, we had a single.
Yeah,
dude
shout out to that one Alabama homie throwing the fuck down. That shit was
that one guy that just threw down, and everybody else.
He was the pit.
Yeah, he was the whole pit. But yeah, that was probably the most awkward on stage moment I think we've had. But we went in; it was fun.
All right, fair enough. All right, CB.
All right. What is your guys' worst fear? Not music related.
Not music related. Let's start with David.
What? Yeah.
What are you afraid of, David?
What? Why?
Why heights?
Humans or something?
Wait, what?
What's your worst fear?
Heights,
Not music
man.
related.
Heights.
Dude, I would scream like a little bitch when it comes to heights, dog. I don't like that at all. Never been the one to like it.
I would say losing my hearing. Like, I'd give my eyes before my ears.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
These are facts. Yeah, I'm not a height guy myself, so I do it anyways sometimes, but I don't like it.
I'll jump out of airplanes. I like heights.
See, mine's any kind of flying insect. I hate fucking flying insects.
That's fair.
Like a bitch. I don't do it. And my worst fear was if spiders could fly. Fuck shit, I'm out.
I would have loved to see you against a palmetto bug. I'm from Florida, dude. Those things are huge.
We have them here. I'm in South Carolina, so
okay, fair.
Fucking everywhere.
The worst place to have that fear.
Yep. I live in South Carolina. I live on a little small island off the coast of South Carolina, and I'm about 45 minutes north of Savannah, Georgia.
Nice. We need to hit Savannah sometime.
I've seen that shit. I don't even want to look at it because I'll fucking have nightmares all night long.
I can always send you the cicadas that I have.
Oh, well, cicada.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Remember how
always run through the woods and scream with the cicadas, man.
So I did a little independent film a couple of years ago that still hasn't came out, which I don't know if it'll ever see the light of day, but there's a movie called Day of the Cicada that I had to do. And we had to work with real cicadas, and I was about to like shit my pants every time. Like they were like trying to put them on me. I'm like, no, fuck that. No, CGI that shit in. I don't give a fuck what you do. Don't you put that goddamn fucking bug on. No, fuck that. I don't do any bug that flies.
Don't go to Australia.
I guess mine would be like having to drop from a show day of or something like that. We've been blessed. We've never had to do that, you know.
Yeah, that would be a pretty shitty.
Yeah, that would make me feel terrible. Feel like I failed or something.
The show must go on. It would.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah, we've all pushed on and gotten to our events on time.
That's definitely good.
Yeah.
All right, Meg, you're up on deck.
So y'all have all been musicians for a while, got some experience under your belt. What would you tell the newbies to performing live? What would you tell new musicians that are just starting out?
I always tell people, find people better than you and play with them.
Facts.
Yes.
Treat your band like a business from start to finish, and the best thing you can do is, you know, if you get booked on a bill and it's your first show or something like that, to stay in network. I see a lot of bands, you know, come and play their first show, and then they just leave, and you know, those guys, if the other bands are the ones that booked them, you know, if they're running the show or the promoters running the show, that might screw up their chances of working with them again or something, you know.
Yeah, failed opportunities.
Yeah. So definitely, I guess networking would be my point. You know, stay and support, network, and make connections and build your scene and create new opportunities for yourself.
I would have
don't
to say
get drunk at your own
confidence.
shows.
Yeah, don't get drunk.
What did David say?
I was gonna say confidence. Make sure you're like, one thing I've had to learn about, you know, being just on stage and having people just stare at you on stage. Just be confident about what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, make sure you know the material, and make sure you're also having fun, and you know, just know that you're always gonna mess up. I hate to say it, but I've played these songs 100 times. I couldn't tell you there's not one show I don't mess up.
Oh, I've messed up every show at least once.
Every show, dude.
I think we've all learned to say thank you, you know, because if after a show we got a fan coming up to us and saying like, "Yo, y'all are the best band ever. I loved what y'all did. You're fucking sick vocalist. You're sick guitarist." If I sit there and counteract what they just said and tell them, "Yo, I messed up 1,000 times," you know, blah blah blah. It's like I'm trying to convince them that they didn't see something that in their personal experience was good for them, or you know, they had fun, and I don't want to argue with that, yeah. You know. So I just appreciate it now.
Another good one is always show gratitude to the behind the scenes people. You know, the sound guy, the light guy,
yeah,
the owner of the venue. Like making sure everybody shows up and thanks them. I've seen, because I worked in production for so long, and we never got shout outs. Nobody ever acknowledged us, and I always felt kind of a way about that. So like every sound guy that like we've pulled aside have been like, "Dude, you did so good tonight. Thank you so much." Like you can tell it affects them. And
a lot of us were in production before we were musicians. You know, we just wanted to be involved.
Exactly. Yeah. So gratitude goes a long way.
Fantastic.
So it's hard work and being in the industry.
And don't be a dick. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah. I hate that shit. Like, I'm big on the whole networking thing. That's one of my big things, and you can ask Meg because she spent enough time around me, especially when we were at Welcome to Rockville. And that was one thing that came out of my mouth about every fucking 15 minutes is network your fucking ass off.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is what's going to get you something. All right, Daffy, you're up on deck, girl.
So if you guys have an opportunity, who would you switch position with while playing within the band?
Ooh.
I guess the easiest would be for me and Stevie to switch. You know, we've done that a couple of times for fun, and it's always interesting.
I switch with David.
I knew you were about to say that.
Yeah, you're having too much fun back there, man. It's not fair.
I get to hide my face with symbols. It's great.
Honestly, Drake can fill all our positions. We don't even need to be here. Drake can do it all. He can be the
I would fucking panic to be in his shoes, dude. I would literally panic. That's too much. That's too much ego for me, dog.
Now vocals.
That's all right. I couldn't do vocals for shit. Like, no. I stick behind a fucking bass guitar, and that's about the only goddamn thing I can fucking play. I can play.
You were a bassist when you said you could change a tire.
I can
we love our low end and Salamander X.
Oh yeah,
I could definitely do that. All right, so outside, we're gonna go a little bit outside of music on this one, and just because I see something on Stevie's wall that fucking just kicked this question in my head.
Here we go.
Is your favorite horror film?
Oof.
Oh.
That's a tough one. That'd be a tough one. So, I mean,
I'm a huge horror guy. Like, I fucking love horror. It's about, if it's not horror or Star Wars, I don't watch it.
Star Trek.
see,
You shut your whore mouth right now.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Dan.
Don't you start with me.
You said Star Wars. I say Star Trek.
You take that Star Trek and you can shove it up your
For me,
ass.
though, it'd probably be it because, like, for me, I always like to go to the horror movies that would like, oh, this would actually happen in a worst case scenario type shit, you know, instead of me being like, just run, bitch, just fucking run. So I'd probably have to go with Final Destination series, and you know, another good one, another good series I'm a big fan of would probably be the Terrifier series, of course. I'm really excited for the 28 years later premiere coming up this weekend. So, you know, yeah, I believe the fan premiere is at certain locations Thursday. So yeah, man. So,
or what y'all got? The rest of you, I know for me, it's kind of a little unknown film, but Peter Jackson did it, which a lot of people don't even realize that Peter Jackson did quite a few horror movies before he ever became, you know, big and famous and did Lord of the Rings and Kong and all that shit. But he did a movie called Dead Alive, or some people know it as Brain Dead. And that thing is, for the longest time, was deemed one of the goriest horror films ever created, and it is disgusting.
It is,
and you're talking about zombie sex and zombie babies, and it is fucking intense.
I'm right there with you, dude. I think I'm gonna have to go with Quentin Tarantino's Planet Terror, dude.
I love Planet Terror.
Yeah,
Planet Terror is good.
Was, you know, it's so out of the box, and it, like, you know, the shock value and shit. That's just it's so chaotic. So that's probably me.
I love Planet. I did not like that movie that came out, Death Proof. I was not a big fan of Death Proof.
Death Proof. Yeah, that was a different vibe. Death Proof.
I like when her leg went flying, but other than that, I feel you.
Well, like, you know, like the thing that got me about that movie is when the chick pulls up to the house with her kid, and like her kid's, you know, like of age to where, you know, he's got to have some more smarts than this, but she gives him a gun in case a zombie comes to the car. And within like 3 seconds of her exiting the car to go in this house, the kid just blows his brains out.
Jesus,
yeah, like fucking around with the gun, like it's like something that could actually happen in a worst case scenario while you're trying to fight off a zombie as your kid fucks around with the gun.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah,
I always liked the pre CGI horror, like some of the old Rob Zombie films, like the Hellraiser, all that, where like it was artwork, you know.
I'm
like
right there with you.
Stuff, and they ripped it to shreds, blood.
The original Evil Deads, dude, were like some of the best fucking like special effects because they were all real, dude. Like most of them, anyway.
See, I actually got to interview. So I do a little podcast with some friends of mine where I guest host every once in a while, and they do a lot of like actors and actresses and shit. And we got to interview one of the young girls who did the Evil Dead Rise. Oh. She played the one of the teenagers in Evil Dead Rise, and we got to interview her. And I was just like, Evil Dead is known for like using like practical effects. I was like, how much of Evil Dead Rise was actually practical effects? And she goes, most. I was like, really? She goes, yeah. She goes, most of it was practical effects. She goes, they try to stay true to Evil Dead's roots of being nothing but practical effects. And I remember as a kid, Evil Dead like changed my whole aspect.
Yeah, that's be a runner-up for me, man. Ash Williams. I don't know if you saw the spin-off series that like where Ash had his dad involved. Man, that shit was fucking hilarious.
I have not seen it, and I want to.
Oh my god, you get to be Ash Williams' dad, dude. He's fucking a character.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. Like I've seen all the other ones, and I've seen all the spin-offs and like the remakes and shit like that, but I haven't seen the series. So I do want to sit down and watch the series.
Yeah, and Evil Dead was one of the inspirations with Stevie and Nick in our latest single, Onslaught. Like that was kind of I mean, he could explain it better than me, but that was a big part of it.
All right, fair enough. How about you, David?
I would have to say probably, and fuck you, Stevie, for this one, but Jesus the Vampire Hunter.
Oh yeah, Jesus the Vampire Hunter, Velocipaster. So bad movie night.
Oh god. Abraham Lincoln.
Tokyo Gore Police, that was my shit.
Yeah, I've seen Tokyo Gore Police.
What about Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
Still haven't seen it.
Oh, that's great.
That's what you'd expect.
That's what you'd expect.
Y'all want a nice little indie gem? Go watch that fucking Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. It's fucking.
Oh, dude, I just watched the Mickey Mouse one, the Steamboat Willie. It was ass.
What I really want is
fucking horrible ending.
They've done like tiny fan films, but like a horror Pokemon would be incredible. Like really well done.
That's not gonna happen.
No, it's never gonna happen.
You go to YouTube and see that.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, you're up on deck, CB.
All right, so if you guys could shoot a music video in any location, no budget, where would you guys go?
Good question.
That's a good question.
No budget, and we can shoot like. So that's like we got a budget like Death Clock would have in their universe.
Mm-hmm.
So we could get a nuclear-powered submarine and go to the Mariana Trench. Oh.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Do an underwater video?
Yeah, underwater or in space?
In space.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Let's get a $1 trillion capsule and play inside of the sun. We have no budget.
Yeah.
You get the PR wrapped up in a bundle with it.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do space or underwater because space, like as a kid, I was terrified of aliens.
Yeah.
First time I seen fucking Alien, I was scared shitless.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck that shit.
Well, I'm scared to death of the ocean, so.
We'd probably just rent out a gigantic fucking mansion and throw the biggest, most unruliest party imaginable and film every bit of it. And just
destroy everything.
Yeah, we'd probably demolish the house. It wouldn't be there afterwards.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You could just buy the mansion. There you go.
Yeah,
Right.
buy it and demolish it and build it back better.
Do it again.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right, Meg, you're up on
Day
that.
47 of destroying a mansion.
What is y'all's dream collaboration with another artist or band?
Oh, there's several.
Yeah.
Way more than one for sure.
That's a big list. Holy shit.
I know, but I don't know. For me, I don't know. For me personally, it'd probably be Tech 9. Have him on be able to do a song with Tech would be awesome.
Decker,
That would be great.
Eminem, man, that would
was
be
gonna be my
fucking
first thought,
crazy. Get a feature from Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Alex
Yeah,
Terrible.
Fred Durst would be cool. Fred Durst feature would be fucking fire. Like, there's honestly, it's a Christmas list if we're being quite honest.
Yeah. If we could get Serge Tankian from System of a Down or Jonathan Davis from Korn on a track, we would all just like come so hard it would hit the ceiling and drench everyone in the room.
It'd be like that scene in was it Scary Movie or whatever? In the freezer.
Everybody knows about that scene in the
That's
freezer.
our no budget music video right there.
Go Google that, kids. Tell your parents about it.
For me, it would be Marilyn Manson.
But yeah, we have a huge, extensive list of people that we're gonna work with one day, and it's might happen. So we're gonna keep aiming high.
Hell yeah! All right, Daffy, you're up on deck. Last question, but before we play one of their music videos and get the fuck out of here.
All right, y'all. Where is the place that you want to play at the most? Anywhere in the world that you can choose. What place? Like, what continent that you would love to just go to and have a massive festival?
I've always said that I would get my band's logo tattooed to me if I headlined Red Rocks, but I've been saying that since I was like 13.
Red Rocks would be cool. Be cool to play Whackin' Fest overseas, with all those crazy European metal bands. That'd be sick.
Okay.
Always see these huge festivals in like Brazil and South America. They love metal down there, so
that would be cool.
See, I've always wanted to go to or play Download.
Or
Download festival, yeah, that's intense.
Yeah, Download would be fire.
Download's awesome. Like we actually had one of the bands that we just interviewed not too long ago. They didn't play, but they went to Download, and I'm friends with them on Facebook. They were posting all the pictures. I kept texting him. I was like, "Dude, I'm so goddamn jealous." And he started sending me videos like, "You motherfucker."
Me and Stevie used to work at a lot of festivals. We used to go gigging and pick up jobs for hire, production, or street vendor or whatever, and we'd love to play like Bonnaroo or Coachella or Louder Than Live or any of those fucking crazy intense, where it's just making memories you'll never forget at one of those, really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me and Meg had one of those moments where we were at Welcome to Rockville, and it was getting in the pit for Knocked Loose.
Oh
yeah, there you go.
But that was violent.
At the front, like
terrifying.
Didn't they have to stop? I think I saw that live performance. They stopped the show because somebody got injured, and then they got them up, and then they just went back.
They stopped one time, and then after that, they wouldn't stop anymore. There was time we were like, stop, because there was people freaking out, and they were just like, lift him up, bring him to us. The guards were the bodyguard.
Damn.
Crowd surf to safety.
That was the most intense, biggest wall of death I've ever seen, and it's on TikTok. If you go look up the Welcome to Rockville Knocked Loose Wall of Death, it's all over TikTok. And me and Meg were like literally at the fucking front of that, right in the thick of it, and it was fucking intense. And I will never forget that fucking moment.
Going to war.
I would have loved to have been at that. That sounds awesome, man.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that too.
And I know me and him, we actually just pulled our passes for going to fucking Vans Warped Tour in November. So we're fucking looking forward to that shit because I will be right there for damn Prevail because I want to be involved. I want to be right there in it.
Hell yeah.
So on that, for all of you watching, don't go anywhere, but this is the end. We are actually going to play one of their music videos. Please make sure you go check out Salamander X on all their fucking socials. Go buy some damn merch, and for God's sakes, go to a fucking show. Don't be a pansy ass. Get out of your fucking house. Go to a fucking show. Fill that shit out, and let's do that shit.
Hell yeah.
Be a part of this, man.
Exactly.
Thank you guys so much for everything.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. We will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we have the Lycan that is coming on, so make sure to join us again tomorrow night. And on that, we love you guys. Be safe. Be good to each other. Don't drink and drive, and wrap your fucking tool, for God's sakes.
Good night.
For God's sakes, please.
Now throw your motherfucking necks up. It's like it's something that you don't understand. We close you off and break you down, cause it's a part of the plan. You say, our wrist spinning like a fucking disease. So up and down the goods and revolute for all I can see. Little cutthroat, bitch. Make the wrong move, I bury you quick. I'm on that penny shit, I'm on that ready shit. I don't think you understand. Let's go. The life I rap about, bitch, please don't fucking question me. I'm about it, don't you doubt it. Better run and that's not me, no.